I think that there's an opportunity now, particularly in an Irish context, to actually be innovative. I mean, the Minister was talking about the memorandum that was signed yesterday, and you know, if one thinks about it in terms of the fact that Ireland has the natural resources that Europe and the world wants, but what we don't have is money, because we're heavily indebted, and that brings to mind or raises the prospect of things like debt for green energy swaps or debt for natural resource swaps, things like that. So I think that we're on the cusp of an age of financial innovation, and I think that Ireland is blessed with the tools and the people to actually deliver on those.
The same drivers that an investor would see for the needs for renewable energy, resource efficiency, were there for water. Maybe growing global population, changing demographics, and meeting the needs of a scarce resource. And what we do is look at publicly traded companies. They're all publicly traded funds. And in terms of looking at the financing, and it's estimated that through 2030, approximately $22 trillion will need to be invested in water infrastructure if we're going to meet the world's need for water. Take it back from that, and it's, we're not just talking about our showers and our drinking water. 70% of water is used for agriculture, 20% for industry. So as we see incomes rising in the developing world, in particular, demand for consumer goods, demand for industry, and demand for growing food is increasing much faster than the rate of population. What's clear that we need to find ways to invest capital to deliver water more efficiently.
If you look at the level of VC activity, it's so focused on the US. I guess I'd rather be a sort of a new technology developer in the US, where you've got a much wider and deeper pool of VC capital. The other thing I've noticed, though, is that we've often seen new technologies being developed by using American money from big trusts who are willing to take, I suppose, risk on those new technologies. And I'm less aware of the existence of those in Europe. So you've got private money coming in through trusts, and they're there particularly looking at things like green technologies, and that just seems to be something that's lacking over here. There
is an area that's been growing that I think it's called impact investing, that I think is something I think that venture capital has been doing for a long time, but I think it's really focused on sustainable areas, and I think some of the sources exactly are family offices who, in terms of their missions and legacy, it's very important for them to understand the direct impact that their investments are having while it's earning returns. And I think what I'm trying to do is try to find ways that that finance can be understood across the whole spectrum, from VC to later stage private equity to public equities. Because I think if that is something that is a goal of a particular family office, foundation, state pension fund, finding ways to work together to attract that capital is something I think would be a way to get some more capital to come specifically to ventures in Ireland.
How new technologies can get funding, I think they have to learn how to ask in the right way. And I also think that the lenders, whether they be banks or venture capitalists or investment managers, need to understand the technology enough to ask the right questions of the people looking for money. And that's one of the drivers behind the education piece of the Green IFSC. To Steve's point about impact investment, there was a survey done that was UK-based, but we can use it informatively, that said over half the adults with savings to invest wanted to invest in something that was environmentally friendly, or something that would give them a return but not be detrimental to the planet, which is exactly the impact investing space. And again, there's an opportunity there for financial institutions everywhere, and particularly in Ireland, to develop an offering that actually encapsulates those aspirations.